Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Sunday, July 14th, 2019. We have MLB games. Let's review yesterday. Yesterday was pretty mediocre, but let's take a look back at what happened. The Blue Jays did defeat the Yankees. Their starting pitcher did not get the decision, but the guy on the mound was going for his 70th career win for Toronto, and we pointed out New York Yankees equaled 70. Also, the Blue Jays had a chance at their 17th away win on the 59 date numerology, 59 the 17th prime. That was tricky because they could have also got their 59th loss, and the Yankees could have got their 59th win. Remember, Toronto Blue Jays equals 59. So if Yankees do win today, they will get to 59 wins in the series. Blue Jays is also 23 and 32, so they could stay on 32 losses. Today I'll have 33-day numerology. Blue Jays had a chance. They were a major underdog. They did pull it out. The Rays and Orioles did end up splitting yesterday. Thought there was a strong narrative for the Rays to win both games in the doubleheader. If you watch the review video, I said if the Orioles do pull out the first game, because they do like to win on Saturday, consider that they might split, because then the Orioles, I believe they picked up their, or maybe did they stay on 32? There was something about the date numerology if they split. The riddle was there for the Rays to win both, but again, the Orioles play well on Saturday, so they did it again. The Pirates had a lot of things lining up for them, but they were a big underdog yesterday. That was the one concern, just how big the line was for the Cubs. Lester seems to pitch well on Saturday, too, and John Lester and the Cubs did win. So Pirates had a whole lot lining up for them, though. Not much for the Cubs other than that line. The White Sox and Athletics, the A's had the better riddle yesterday. Talked about the possibility of them splitting these last two games, so we'll look more at that, but the A's had the better riddle yesterday. The Mets and Marlins was a little bit dicey on the 59 date, the 17th prime, thinking the Marlins might get the 17th home win. Miami Marlins equals 59. Toronto Blue Jays equals 59. Both of them had the same scenario where they could get that 17th win, but the Marlins did not pull it out. The Mets stayed on 32 losses on the 32 date. Marlins also 32. So the Rays ended up winning game 2. And, yeah, the Orioles got their 33rd home loss. That's right. It was July 13th, 13/7, like 137, the 33rd prime. The Twins had the better riddle than the Indians yesterday. They did pull out that game. The Diamondbacks could have given the Cardinals their 59th home loss on 59th loss in the series on a 59 date, but they did not. Cardinals took that one. We talked about how the Cardinals pitcher, he had a chance to become 8-4 or 7-5. That was the one riddle for the Cardinals, for Hudson to become 8-4, because Arizona's 84. Tricky though, Diamondbacks is 75. Kelly could have become 8-8, and St. Louis Cardinals is also 88. The Royals looked good yesterday. This was one of the stronger games of the day. You had the numerology on both sides. The pitcher's record, Keller became 5-9. Kansas City Royals 59. Boyd fell to 6-7. Kansas City 67. So everything we looked at in this game came through. That probably was the strongest game of the day. Numerology on both sides, plus both pitchers' records making perfect sense. The Dodgers did beat the Red Sox. Red Sox picked up their 23rd home loss on the 23 date. I did say day one, if the Dodgers lost the first game, they'd probably come back and win the second game and give them that 23rd loss on the 23 date. Should have just stuck with that thought, but we saw that strong riddle with Chris Sale in 71 and how the Red Sox could have become 7-1 at home against the Dodgers in the regular season. But it was just the date numerology in the end. And Chris Sale, I mean, this is quite a shaming of Chris Sale. No home wins since the World Series last October. You know, we're getting closer to the 1-year anniversary. So gonna have to think more about how long that's gonna last. The Brewers had the better riddle than the Giants yesterday. We talked about the Brewers winning 2 in a row and evening up the series with the Giants 3-3 this year. Today I'll have 33 date numerology if the Brewers can win again. Today's game will be 89 days after Bochy's birthday, the 24th prime number, and his team can get the 24th away loss. The Nationals and Phillies was very dicey yesterday. Tough call. Phillies fell to 4-9 versus Washington this year. Washington's 49. Nationals ended up getting the 23rd away win on the 23-date numerology. Astros and Rangers was tight yesterday too. It looked a little bit better for the Rangers. But another extra inning close game, and the Astros pulled this one out. The Astros improved to 7-6 against the Rangers this year with a score 7-6. Houston equals 77, so Rangers have a chance to make it 7-7 today. The Reds and Rockies, this was a tight one yesterday too. We pointed out that the Reds pitcher, he didn't get the decision, but the Reds pitcher he would have been 6-6 on the year, and Cincinnati's 66. So the Braves and Padres, thought the Padres had a little bit more going their way yesterday. It was the 38th day of the starting pitcher's age. San Diego's 38th. The Braves could have got their 38th loss. There wasn't a whole lot in that game, but I was thinking that might be the riddle. And then we did like the Angels. It seemed like more low-hanging fruit, improving to 4-5 at home versus the Mariners on number 45's birthday, Tyler Skaggs. So, yeah, it was a hit and miss day, that's for sure. But it wasn't so terrible. Okay, I see in this championship for Wimbledon, again, this is the 16th Grand Slam match between Djokovic and Federer. And if Djokovic wins, he'll get his 16th Grand Slam win. Again, 16th match in a Grand Slam versus Federer, but he's going for his 16th Grand Slam win today as well. And it's 53 days after his birthday, the 16th prime number. Keep an eye on that. But let's get to today's baseball games. And one thing to think about with today's scores by the end of the day, pay attention to the scores because it's 14/7, like 147. World Series is 147. So we could get some more World Series clues today. And oh, by the way, the big story last night, was the blackout in New York City. Came on the 42-year anniversary of the New York City blackout, July 13th. And it was between the streets of 71st and 42nd. So I had to go down and look and see who won the World Series in 1977, and it was the Yankees over the Dodgers that year. And Electricity, New York City, Transformer, they're all 57, just like World Series. So it could be another tribute there, history repeating itself. And it was a span of 101 days to the start of the World Series as well, which is interesting because that's the 26th prime, and Yankees is 26. All right. That said, let's get into today's games. The date numerology today is 60, 33, and 24. Hold on, let me make sure we're streaming here. Okay, we are good. 60, 33, 24, our primary date numerology. The lesser date numerology is 40. The day plus the month's 21. So the Yankees getting that 59th win in this series seems very probable because Toronto Blue Jays is 59. The 33 with the date numerology could go against them. They could get their 33rd loss, or they could also get their 33rd home win. But because Toronto Blue Jays is 59, I'm thinking that's most likely. Stroman comes into the game 5-9. Notice Tanaka can get to 6-5 as well. And as we know, that's been a big number there with the Yankees. New York Yankees is 65. So he'll probably get the win. Stay at 39 losses in New York as well. The Rays and the Orioles game. Again, the Orioles have played well on Saturday and not on Sunday. There's been a number of things that have lined up for the Orioles on Sunday, and they've lost anyway. And that's kind of how today's game looks as well. You know, the Orioles could stay on 33 home losses on the 33 date. They play the Nationals next. And actually, let me see if that's at home or away. Orioles schedule. Yeah, they do host the Nationals next. So it would make you think that, you know, staying on 33 to host the Nationals 33, it makes sense. But again, I've just, you know, just paying attention to what's been going on. The Orioles, when they've had Riddles on Sunday, they've still lost. So I'm going to stay away from that game. The Nationals and the Phillies, again, if the Nationals win now, they can pick up their 24th away win on the 24 date numerology. Today's 137 days after their pitcher's birthday, the 33rd prime. Washington, D.C. is 137. Nationals is 33. What's concerning about the Nationals, though, what could go against them is their pitcher, if he loses, he'd be 5-7. Nationals is 57 as well. But the date numerology is there, and the date numerology has been, you know, pretty consistent. I'd say that we're still in a consistent stretch, so it's hard to go against that date numerology. So I'm leaning the Nationals there. But again, the other thing to remember is on Sunday. Sunday is the day where patterns have broken traditionally. And actually, let me check one more thing here. This game's on TBS. Let's see, TBS 4140. Okay. '22, so they could stay on 22 away losses on TBS. Hold on. One other thing I need to be doing, I need to be going over my division records as well. So, Toronto. Toronto has 33 wins against the American League. They got that yesterday on 13-7 day, 137, the 33rd prime. So they could stay on 33 today. Add that note. Okay. And then Rays, Orioles. $14, $21, $26. The Orioles' next win against the American League is their 27th. They could get it over the Rays, but man, they have not won on Sunday and they won on Saturday. Okay. Let's see here. All right, Nationals and Phillies. Let me double check it. So the Nationals have 42 wins. Their next would be their 43rd. Philadelphia Phillies is 191, the 43rd prime. 31 losses. And Phillies, 42 wins. 42 losses. 42-42 versus the NL. Okay. Yeah, the Nationals got the date numerology, so I think that might be most likely there. All right, the Twins and the Indians game. Berrios is 8-5 on the season. Twins is 85. If he won, he'd be 9-5. Cleveland Indians is 95. And Bieber is 8-3 on the season. Minnesota Twins is 84. We've seen a lot of Twins pitchers this year at 8-4. So the pitching records can make sense both ways. If the Twins win, the Twins would stay at 33 losses on the 33 date plus Cleveland's 33. The Indians are 3-5 versus the Twins this year. They're 2-3 at home. It's about the only thing I see going for the Indians. If they won, they'd be 3-3 at home on the 33 date. But you got the pitcher records on both sides making sense with the Twins win. However, game one of this series, the records made sense on both sides with an Indians win, and it did not go that way. But yeah, the Cleveland Indians 95, the Minnesota Twins 84. It just seems a little bit too perfect. So got to lean that way on that game. Check the division stats here. Minnesota 21-11 versus the Central. 38-55 wins, 29 losses. Cleveland 34-44, 25-35. I don't see anything so clear there. All right, the Mets and Marlins game. If DeGrom gets the win, he'll be 5-7. We know Mets is 57. New York Mets is also 57 and 60. He could get his 60th career win as well, becoming 5-7. We have the 60 date numerology as well. He does come in with 59 wins. Miami Marlins is 59. His next career loss is his 49th. Marlins is also 49. So there is one thing in his record that could go against him. But, man, Mets in 57 almost always comes through. It didn't on July 5th. But I think that game was about a different riddle. Remember, on July 5th, the Yankees got their 57th win of the season. You can write that date 5/7. And the Phillies beat the New York Mets that day. World Series number. So Alcantara with a loss would fall to 4-9. Marlins 49. If he lost his next two games, he'd get to 6-13. Prime number relationship. Guess if he won, he'd be 7-11, but it's not July 11th. The thing that could go against the Mets today is they could get their 33rd away loss on the 33 date. But they could also stay on 32 because Marlins is 32. And notice the Marlins' next loss is their 57th. And again, that's the big number with the Mets. We just saw the Mets player win the home run derby with 57 home runs with a guy throwing the ball to him whose name equaled 57. So it's hard to doubt a 57 riddle when you're facing the Mets. And you got two of them here in favor of the Mets today. Again, DeGrom becoming 5-7 and the Marlins getting their 57th loss. The date numerology, I wish it wasn't there. It's the one risk, but I'm still favoring the Mets because of the 57 here. Okay, the Giants and the Brewers. I do think the Brewers will even up the series 3-3 today on the 33 date. I guess to play devil's advocate, it is a 24 date as well. If they lost, they'd be 2-4. But it just 3-3 seems more likely. I mean, it's the Brewers at home. So also, that was the other thing. It's 89 days after Bochy's birthday, the 24th prime, and his team could get the 24th away loss today. So I think that's a clue. The Giants manager, 89 days after his birthday, 24th prime. Giants pick up the 24th loss. Tyler Beede could fall to 2-4. and then the Brewers could even up the series 3-3. So, hold on. Let me make sure. I forgot to check the division for the Mets Marlins. I got to do it for Giants Brewers too. The Mets are on 24 losses versus the East, so they can stay there. And Miami can pick up their 33rd loss versus the NL East. Okay, let me add that to the notes. Mets are, what were they, 22 and 24? So Marlins can get their 33rd loss, plus New York's 33, so good team to get it against. Okay. Okay, so favoring the Brewers there. Did I check their division stats? Brewers versus the West. 7 and 12. Let's see. 38, 45 wins, 26. They have 38 losses versus the National League Giants is 38. So if they didn't lose another, that would make some sense. And the Giants are 9 and 9 versus the Central. 13, 36 wins. Well, their next one would be their 37th. Milwaukee's 37. 18, 42 losses. You see, Brewers. Brewers is 36, so they could also stay on 36. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking 89 days after Bochy's birthday, the 24th loss on the 24 date makes the most sense. That's also the numerology track that's the most consistent, the one that's in the 20s right now. Because again, today's 24, 33, 60. The one that's most consistent, 24. Okay. The Diamondbacks and the Cardinals. The Diamondbacks are a favorite on the road this game. The date numerology pattern got broken yesterday. And the D-backs are now 9 and 6 versus the NL Central. Diamondbacks does equal 96. Had they won, they would have been 10 and 5. Arizona's 105. They would have had a chance at becoming 11 and 5. The number that stands out the most to me now, in light of this being in St. Louis, is that if they lose, they're 9 and 7, kind of like 97, the 25th prime. St. Louis is 25. So I'm thinking that's probably where this is going to go, but I didn't see a whole lot jumping out in the numbers either way for this game. Let me look one more time here. Cardinals. Stadium. Arizona. The Cardinals are on 90 wins right now. Yeah, this one's tricky because there's not a lot there. Arizona versus the Central. Again, if they lose, they're 9 and 7, like 97, the 25th prime. St. Louis 25. They have 19, 38 wins, 16, 45 losses. And St. Louis wins, they'll be 9 and 7 against the West as well. If they lost, though, they'd be 8 and 8. And St. Louis Cardinals is 88. However, that 88 did not hit yesterday in yesterday's game. So they could both be 9 and 7. It probably makes the most sense in light of it being in St. Louis, but still, I wish there was more to go off of for that one. It's the 149th game, which is the 35th prime, but I didn't see any 35s on the board. Only thing I could say about the Diamondbacks, they are on 24 away losses on a 24 date. That means their next away loss would be their 25th. And again, St. Louis is 25. They're also on 47 wins, actually, now that I think about it. And St. Louis is also 47. So maybe it does make sense for them to stay on those numbers. Yeah, it probably makes the most sense. Okay. Yeah, so I got to lean Cardinals on that one. Greinke, though, man, he's pitched well. That's what's tough. Okay. I didn't see the riddle for him with 11 and 3 or 10 and 4. All right. Tigers and Royals. You got the same type of riddle you've had the last 2 days. You have the date numerology lining up on both sides. Royals could get the 33rd win on the 33 date. Tigers could get the 60th loss on the 60 date. If the Royals do get that 33rd win, Tigers also equals 33. Remember, they picked up 32 yesterday. Kansas City's 32. It's the other symbolic number. The one thing the Tigers have going today is their division record. They have 23 wins versus the American League. So if they won today, they would get their 24th win versus the AL. And they'd stay on 24 losses against the AL Central on the 24 date. Let me add that too. Again, just Sunday. Sunday's the day that so many patterns break, but Homer Bailey's pitched well this year. Also, if Homer Bailey wins, he's 8 and 6. Kansas City Royals is 86, and they would get that symbolic 33rd win over the right team. I guess he could stay on 83 losses as well. Detroit, Michigan's 83, big number there. Make sure I didn't miss anything else with the numbers. Let's see. Oh, Detroit Tigers is 83 too. Whoops. Tigers is 84 though alone. I missed 2 things. So we could get his 84th loss. Tigers is 84. Whoops. Whoops. $61. Yeah, it's tough to go against the Royals. I mean, same riddle last couple days. It's just the only threat in my mind is just how patterns will break on Sunday. So, all right, Pirates and Cubs. Trevor Williams is 3 and 2 on the year. If he did lose, he would be 3 and 3. We do have a 33 date. Quintana is 76 and 75. He could get his 77th win and improve to 7 and 7 on the season. Remember, Chicago is divided into 77 neighborhood areas. So there's something about that number in that city. And, you know, would be symbolic. Him getting his 77th win and becoming 7-7 on Sunday. Let me check the division records here for these teams. All right, the Pirates. They're at 34 wins against the National League. Chicago is 35. They're also at 43 losses. Chicago is also 44. So they're 34 and 43. All right. And the Cubs, 41 wins. And 36 losses. Their next loss is their 37th, Chicago. Doesn't have to come today, but their next loss is 37. So, yeah, this series has beat me up so far. Again, Pirates had that really good riddle yesterday and did not win. But they can still get that 45th win because Cubs and Wrigley are both 45. So, but Quintana getting the 77th win and becoming 7-7 does seem to make a bit of sense. I guess he could get a no decision. It could come a later day, but you would think that would happen in Chicago. So yeah, that one's missing information. The Astros and the Rangers. Verlander, almost all of his wins and losses this year have been connected through the Gematria to the teams he's playing. I didn't see. I was having trouble seeing what the connection might be with the Rangers. Let me see something about Gerardo real quick. Okay. But what stood out about this game is the Rangers can get the 60th home win against the Astros on the 60 date. So they have that. And if they do win, they'll be 7-7 versus the Astros, and Houston equals 77. So both of those things make sense. The Rangers are at 31 home wins. Houston equals 31, but it also equals 32. They failed to get that 32nd yesterday on the 32 date. Really hoping the Rangers were going to win yesterday because I think it would have made today an easy call, easier. But again, if the Rangers did win today's game, they'd get their 51st win. Houston Astros is 51. And if the only game they lost was yesterday, they'd stay at 43 losses. Astros is 43. So Rangers would be a nice payout today. They're a significant underdog. Let me just look one more time. So Astros. I guess Houston Astros is kind of like today, 14/7, July 14th. Rangers. Yeah, so that's the one part missing from this riddle is just a strong connection with the pitchers. If Gerardo won, he'd be 6-4. Rangers is 46. The reflection. Can make that as a no. But yeah, the Rangers do have the date numerology. And again, evening it up at 7-7 could make some sense. So. All right, the Reds and the Rockies. Gonna stick with my original thought that the Rockies get to 46 and 46 because Reds equals 46, Rockies equals 46. If the Rockies win one more, they get their 26th home win. Reds is also 26. So all of that makes sense to me. There is a narrative for the Reds. If the Reds did win, they would get their 43rd win. Colorado is 43. They'd be 19 and 26. Reds is also 19 and 26. But the Rockies getting those numbers against the opponent makes more sense, in my opinion. And is there any other thing here? Senzatella, he could get his 24th career win on the 24 date as well. So. Yeah, I prefer the 46, 46, and 26 because those are Reds numbers. Hold on, did I skip division things? Let me go back and make sure I checked all my division numbers. Pirates and Cubs. Pirates. Yeah, I did. Okay, I did that for Pirates and Cubs. And Astros and Rangers. All right, Houston, 27-9 versus the West. 52 wins. If the Astros didn't win anymore, they'd stay at 52. Texas Rangers is 52. 28 losses. Is Rangers 28 as well? No. All right. And ooh, that's one concerning thing for Texas. They could get their 24th loss versus the AL West on the 24 date. They have 42 wins, 36 losses. Well, their next win's their 43rd. Astros is 43. All right, let me add this to the notes. Astros have 52 wins versus AL. Texas Rangers equals 52. Rangers are 22 and 23 versus AL West, 24 date. Rangers next win versus AL is number 43. Astros equals 43. All right. I still say Moore's lining up for the Rangers, but they are the significant underdog. What's the name for Verlander? Equal alone. Okay. Okay, the Mariners and the Angels. So again, it's been all about Tyler Skaggs. The one riddle I see for the Mariners is Kikuchi improving to 5-6. Mariners equals 56. If he lost, he'd be 4-7. Seattle is up on the 47th parallel, big number in that city. Suarez with a win or loss could make sense. He'd either be 2-2 or 3-1. Angels is 22-31. The Angels are 7-8 versus the Mariners this year. 4-5 at home. If they won, they'd be 5-5 at home. Los Angeles is 55. California's 88. However, Mariners with a W, would be 9-7 versus Angels in 2019, and Mariners is 97. One number that's really jumping out though is the Mariners' next loss is their 58th. And we've seen how that number's been hitting for the Angels all year. Angels is 58. That would make the Mariners 39-58. The singular Angel is 39. Remember, Mike Trout signed through the age of 39. So the one other thing that could go against the Angels is staying at 24 home wins on the 24 date. So, yeah, it's a little bit tricky because you can make sense of the Mariners for two reasons: becoming 9-7 and also Kikuchi getting to 5-6. But that 58's been by far the most consistent pattern with the Angels all year. When this series began, the Mariners were, or the Angels were 5-8 versus the Mariners. So we just keep seeing that number come up. And if the party continued for Tyler Skaggs, that might also make a bit of sense. But yesterday was his birthday, so I just wonder if the Tyler Skaggs magic's over. So yeah, game is a little bit dangerous. You know what else? I see one more thing that I could mention. Angels can pick up 25th home win. Mariners equals 97, 25th prime. So could also make sense for them to get the 25th home win over this team. I'd lean Angels because of the 58, but just the Kikuchi getting to 5-6 and the potential 9-7 for the Mariners versus the Angels, those are just a little bit worrisome. I should also make this note right here. LA Angels equals 46. Remember, this series began with the 46 ritual, the 4.6 earthquake in Seattle. No hitter equals 46. The Angels improved to 46 and 46 that game. So, yeah, I think it's a little close for comfort. All right, the White Sox and the Athletics. If the Athletics lose today, the White Sox would be 5-8 versus the AL West. Oakland's 58. And the A's would pick up their 42nd loss. White Sox is 42. We've seen that number hit a lot with the White Sox in their series. Ronaldo Lopez also has a chance to become 5-8 today. And again, Oakland's 58. Brett Anderson, he's 55-57, so his numbers are tough. He's also 39-39 with Oakland. White Sox is 39. White Sox is also 57. So that's not clear, but the things that stand out the most are becoming 5-8 versus the AL West and the A's getting their 42nd loss because White Sox is 42. Let me double check here let me double check with the division records. All right. They have 35, 39 wins versus the American League. 33, 41 losses. Oakland's 41. All right. All right. All right. The A's. They've done really well against the AL Central. Hold on. Oakland. White Sox. White Sox is 123. So they're 12-2 versus the AL Central. If they lost, they'd be 12-3. White Sox 123. And they have 25, 37 wins. Chicago's 37, 14, 16, 38 losses. A's have 37 wins versus AL. Chicago's 37. A's have 38 losses versus AL. White Sox equals 39. What was the line for this game? Wow, Oakland is a big old favorite too. Athletics also equals 34 and 43 if the White Sox got their 43rd win. All right. Let's see here. Athletics play the Mariners next. Mariners equals 52. Athletics and White Sox got the Royals next. No clue there. Okay, let's see. All right, Braves and Padres. Again, the Braves' next loss is their 38th, and San Diego is 38. Braves is 32 if Quantrill got the win. Or no. I'm wrong about that. It's not. Why do I always think that? The Padres are 2-4 versus the Braves this year, so the Braves are 4-2 from their perspective. If they lost, they'd be 4-3. San Diego is 43, so you get a double San Diego tribute today with a Braves loss. San Diego. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything with 357. No. Padres. Park. Petco Park, 48. Padres' next loss is 48. Well, I guess that's one thing. Okay, that is one thing I need to consider about the Padres, too. The Padres' next loss is their 48th. And Atlanta is 48. Yeah, it could also go that way. Padres got the Marlins next. Marlins is 49. So Braves. Braves, Brewers. Tomorrow. So the Braves do play Milwaukee next. If the Braves didn't lose, they'd go into Milwaukee on 37 losses. Today being another day with a World Series connection. If the Braves got that 57th win again, World Series is 57 and 147. Have to think about them. We just saw the death of that guy who wrote the book with the ball four. And again, he played for New York, Houston, the Seattle Pilots, who became the Brewers. And then 8 years later, he just played a few games for the Atlanta Braves. He exited MLB for 8 years and then came back and played with the Braves. So, I mean, they don't have a 115 connection, but yeah, I got to watch for that today. Let me see. Mike Soroka. What's his name? Pitching against Quantrill. Quantrill's 43 like San Diego. Also 56. Braves could stay on 56. Quantrill. Let me yeah. So. What's up, Izzy?
Hey, Shaq. Yes, I've been noticing a lot of big connections between USA and Canada.
Okay.
First, the NBA final, the Golden State Warriors versus the Toronto Raptors.
Right.
The Toronto Raptors won the championship. Second, the Washington Nationals wearing the Expos uniform in honor of, the Montreal Expos. And now I noticed they just the U.S. Mint released a 2-coin set, the pride of two nations, Canadian 2-coin set, a Canadian coin and a U.S. coin. So, and one last thing also, MLB, they approve to certain areas how Tampa Bay Rays can play a split season in Montreal. So a lot of connection right there with U.S. It's something you can look at. And also, I noticed a lot of chatter in the chat about the NASCAR, the Quaker 400, Quaker State 400. Kurt Busch wins in overtime. He beats his little brother, Kyle Busch. So isn't that and not only that, it's happened like a few times already. So it's like let me see.
What has the brother beat the other brother?
Yes. So the other time his little brother beat him twice already. So
okay.
Now So it just and get this, he beat him in overtime. It just kind of you can't script it any better.
Huh.
So No, I just thought like if you can maybe if you can do some of the big races for I guess for the people in the chat room, the upcoming big races for the NASCAR.
Okay.
You might want to take a look at.
Okay, I could look at it. I don't know much about NASCAR, but yeah, I could take a peek.
Oh no, I mean some of the big is if you can.
Okay.
But, that's all I had. That's all I had about the Canadian. I see a lot of stuff connection with Canadian and USA. Toronto went the NBA championship. The Washington Nationals wearing a Expo uniform, and Tampa Bay wants to split their home season with Canada. So something maybe look on the future.
Okay, yeah, something's up with that. You're right. Yeah, good observation.
All right. I'll let you go. That's all I got.
All right, thanks, Izzy. Don't forget there was a record amount of Canadians drafted in the NBA draft right after Toronto beat Golden State. Okay. Dodgers and Red Sox, last game of the day. Let's see. I know Price has been doing well on his Sunday starts. If he did lose, he would become 7-3, and Los Angeles Dodgers is 73. That's one thing. The Red Sox are now 9-8 versus the Dodgers in the regular season. Let me check something real quick. Red Sox, Dodgers. How was that again? So the Dodgers are now 8-9 versus the Red Sox, and Los Angeles Dodgers is 89. Red Sox are home. Red Sox. Okay. Fenway Park's 51. The Red Sox next win's 51. So the one big thing going against the Red Sox today is they can't get their 24th loss on the 24 date. And also the Dodgers, though, their next away loss is 22. Big Boston number. Boston 22. Let me hold on. Let me make sure I did the division stats for the Braves and the Padres. Did we get that up there? I think I forgot to do that for Braves and Padres. The Braves versus the West are 13-12. West is 13. Braves is 41. The 13th prime. West is also 41. They were 13-13. Okay, let me see. 22-39, 52 wins. 23-35 losses. Padres is 36. Their next loss is 36. Hold on. Oops. Padres, 1938 wins. 12, 23, 44 losses. 10 and 12 versus the East. I don't really see anything in their numbers. All right, the Dodgers interleague play and the Red Sox interleague play. Red Sox are 3 and 4. Dodgers are 2 and 4, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so the two big things going against the Dodgers in this game is Price falling to 7 and 3 because Los Angeles Dodgers is 73, and also them getting their 24th home loss on the 24-date numerology. You know what else? Los Angeles Dodgers is also 89, which is the 24th prime number. Just like how they're 8 and 9 versus the Red Sox right now. So it's 322 days after David Price's birthday, by the way, that infamous number. Let me check his all-time stats. Let's look at both of these guys. I'm sure Price has played the Dodgers before. Okay. One. There's not a lot to go off of. He's kept a low ERA against them. Okay, let's see. All right. Yeah, I'd say a few more things stacked there for the Dodgers. Maybe they get their vengeance after losing the World Series. But the one thing that could go against the Dodgers is, again, they can get their 22nd away loss, and Boston is 22. Let me see who the Dodgers and Red Sox play next. Dodgers got the Phillies next. Road trip continues. And, well, okay. All right, now that I say that, if the Dodgers lost, they would go into Philadelphia on 61 wins. That is a big number there. Dodgers play Philadelphia next. If they lose, they stay on 61. Philadelphia equals 6. Well, all right. So that's one thing. If the Dodgers win, they'd go in on 62. That's the thing, though. I mean, a lot of times we'll see a team go in and they'll be one number off. So if they win in with 62, that'd be that one number off thing. But yeah, I know 61's been playing in Philadelphia. That's for sure. So, all right. Who do the Red Sox play next? They host the Blue Jays. Blue Jays. If they didn't lose, they'd stay on 23 home losses to host the Blue Jays. So yeah, it's conflicting. All right, let's go back to the top real quick and just review everything since a bunch of games are about to kick off. If the Yankees win today, they get their 59th win. Toronto Blue Jays equals 59. Seems like the perfect team to do that against. It is 33-date numerology. They could get their 33rd loss or their 33rd home win. Notice if Tanaka wins, though, he's 6-5. New York Yankees 65. We've seen that pattern a lot with the Yankees. The Rays and the Orioles seemingly have the better riddle today, but remember the Orioles seem to lose on Sunday and win on Saturday. Yesterday they split on Saturday, exceeded expectations. So Orioles and Sunday has been a consistent day for them to lose. But again, just to go over what they have going in their favor, they could stay on 33 home losses on a 33 date. They play the Nationals next at home. And it looks like they'll lose both those games to the Nationals. The Nationals will become 9-3 against the American League if they win both. And Orioles equals 93. So that makes some sense. But if the Orioles didn't lose today, they'd host the Nationals still on 33 home losses. Nationals 33. Also, the Orioles have a chance to pick up their 27th win versus the American League in Rays equals 27. So, but Orioles do not play well on Sunday. It seems to be a day that they lose on consistently. The Nationals and the Phillies. The Nationals pitcher, if he lost, he would become 5-7. Nationals is 57. However, his team, they've been following the date numerology. If they do it again, they'll get their 24th away win on the 24-date numerology. And what else was it? The other thing to consider for the Phillies is that if they won, they would be 5-9 versus the Nationals. And Washington is 59. Also, if they won, they'd be 4-5 at home. And Phillies is 45, I believe, in both reduction ciphers. Yeah, Phillies is 45 in both reduction ciphers. So, again, Sunday's that day where a lot of patterns break. It's why Sunday's been a tough day throughout the season. It wouldn't be a bad day to take off, but at the same time, I just want to keep looking at it until I can finally figure out, like, okay, what are the rules with how the patterns break? There's got to be something to it. Okay, the Twins and the Indians. If Berrios gets the win, he'll be 9-5 on the season. Cleveland Indians is 95. And if Bieber loses, he'll be 8-4 on the season. Minnesota Twins is 84. So that makes some sense. The one thing that was going for the Indians is if they did win, they could become 3-3 at home on a 33 date. Cleveland's 33, but at the same time, Twins can stay on 33 losses on the 33 date in Cleveland. The Mets and the Marlins game, DeGrom can become 5-7. Mets is 57. New York Mets is 57. The Marlins can pick up their 57th loss. We know how much that number plays with the Mets. DeGrom's record's interesting, though, because he's 59-48. Miami Marlins is 59 and Marlins is 49. So if he lost, his record could make sense as well. But again, the 57 in the Mets thing plays a lot. Alcantara with a loss would be 4-9. Marlins is 49. So that makes a bit more sense to me. The Mets could pick up their 33rd away loss on a 33 date, but they could also stay on 32. Marlins is 32. And the Marlins could also pick up their 33rd loss in the NL East on the 33 date. Plus, they'd pick it up to New York. New York's 33. So when the Mets and 57 riddles are up, I always go that way because they typically come through. All right, the Giants and the Brewers. Today is 89 days after Bruce Bochy's birthday, the manager of the Giants. And what stands out about that is 89 is the 24th prime number. The Giants can get their 24th away loss on the 24 date numerology. And Tyler Beede with a loss would also fall to 2-4. Keep in mind, today does have 33 date numerology as well, but it's that 20 path that's been the most consistent. So I'm thinking because of the 89 days after Bochy's birthday and the 24 date numerology, this is where this is going. Plus, yesterday I mentioned if the Brewers won 2 in a row, they'd even up the series 3-3 on the 33 date. And I think that is most likely. So if Beede gets a loss, he'd also be 2-5 for his career. Giants is 25. So leaning that way. The Diamondbacks and Cardinals. The Diamondbacks are a favorite on the road. It's interesting that the line's 115, like how St. Louis is 115. The date numerology path got broken, but what stands out about this now is if the Diamondbacks lose, they'll be 9-7 versus the NL Central, and if the Cardinals win, they'll be 9-7 versus the NL West, 9-7, 9-7, kind of like 97, the 25th prime. St. Louis equals 25. The Diamondbacks could also get their 25th away loss in St. Louis. So that would also keep the Diamondbacks on 47 wins, and St. Louis equals 47 as well. So the numbers look a little bit better to me for the Diamondbacks. Or not, excuse me, for the Cardinals. For the Cardinals, they look a little bit better. So, couldn't see the riddle with the pitchers today. But Greinke is having a great season, so that's just the one thing. You're going against a pitcher who has one of the best records going in the MLB this year. Okay, Tigers and Royals. Again, you got the same riddle through this whole series. We talked about the possibility of the Royals going all the way against the Tigers. Today, the Royals get the 33rd win on the 33 date. Tigers could get the 60th loss on the 60 date. Homer Bailey could become 8-6. Kansas City Royals equals 86. And the thing about picking up the 33rd win, in addition to the date numerology, Tigers also equals 33. So fitting team to get the 33rd win against. The one thing the Tigers have going for them today is they could get their 24th win versus the AL and stay on 24 losses versus the AL Central. So they do have a little hope, but again, the date numerology on both sides and that 33 seems symbolic. The Pirates and the Cubs game, not a lot to go off of here. If the Pirates could manage a win, they would get number 45. And again, Cubs is 45, Wrigley's 45. So it's not out of the question. But it's yeah, there's not a lot. Oh, you know what else I got a note there? There's one more thing that I missed. If the Cubs win, Cubs can pick up 50th win and Pittsburgh's 50. So okay. Yeah, I think that game's dangerous. We did mention, though, if Quintana won, he would get his 77th career win, and he would become 7-7 on the season. And again, Chicago's divided into 77 neighborhood areas, something about that number in that city. So that seems like it would be somewhat symbolic, but still. Dicey game. Houston, big favorite with Verlander on the mound. And again, the riddles go a little bit both ways, but they seem to favor the Rangers. through 3 games, the Rangers, Riddle's been better through 3. They've won 2 out of those 3. If the Rangers did win today, they would get their 60th home win against the Astros on a 60 date. They'd become 7-7 versus the Astros for the season. Houston's 77. The Rangers would get their 32nd home win. Houston equals 31 and 32, so they can have the right home record, win or lose, after playing Houston. Remember, they missed out on that 32nd home win yesterday on the 32-date numerology, which seems like it would have been the more fitting date to get it. But if the Rangers, if they don't lose, they'll stay at 43 total losses. Astros is 43. They'd get their 51st win. Houston Astros is 51. And if the Astros didn't win, they'd stay at 52 wins versus the AL. Texas Rangers is 52. And let's see. The Rangers, in terms of their AL West and AL stats, they could get their 24th loss on a 24-date numerology. They could also get their 43rd win in the AL over the Astros. And again, Astros is 43. That would keep them at 43 losses. So couldn't rate this as a safe game, but the Rangers would be a nice payout. If you're mixing up parlays, mixing up a card with the Rangers might be worth a shot. Again, Reds and Rockies, you do have Riddles going both ways here, but I'm going to stick with the thought that the Rockies get it done and get to 46 and 46. Reds equals 46. Rockies equals 46. That would also give the Rockies their 26th home win. Reds equals 26. The riddle for the Reds is to get number 43 because Colorado equals 43. So Reds do have a chance, but I like the 46 and 46 and 26 thing. Let's see here. I guess I can get these notes out because it's not the beginning of the series anymore. Okay. All right. And then Mariners and Angels. Again, I'm not sure that the Tyler Skaggs party is over yet, but if it is, because yesterday was his birthday, Kikuchi with the win would be 5-6. Mariners equals 56. And if the Mariners won, they'd be 9-7 versus the Angels this year. Mariners equals 97. However, there's some things for the Angels too. If the Angels win, they're 5-5 at home versus the Mariners. Los Angeles is 55. They'd be 8-8 for the season. California's 88. I guess I should add that note here. And the Mariners, they can also get that 58th loss. And we've seen how much that number's played with the Angels this year. Angels is 58. So that 58 stands out because I've been tracking that number with the Angels all year. And again, this series, when it started, the Angels were 5-8 versus the Mariners. The Angels are on 24 home wins. It is a 24 date. And the Angels can pick up the 25th home win. Mariners is 97, the 25th prime. So could make some sense. All right, let's see here. Again, White Sox and Athletics. If the White Sox do win, they're 5-8 versus the AL West. Oakland's 58. Ronaldo Lopez could also improve to 5-8. So you got 2 58s on the board. If the A's lose, they get their 42nd loss. White Sox is 42. And if the White Sox won, they'd get their 43rd win. Athletics is 43. If the A's lose, they'd be 12-3 versus the AL Central. White Sox is 123. The A's right now have 37 wins versus the AL. Chicago's 37, so if they didn't win, they'd stay there. They have 38 losses versus the American League as well, so if they lost, they'd pick up their 39th. White Sox is 39. So yeah, the White Sox are a substantial underdog, but they got riddles. Again, when the odds are that way, I mean that's always the danger, but they are nice payouts. That's why if you can mix them up in a parlay, small bet can pay a lot. And Braves and Padres, the more I look at this one, just the more dangerous it seems. Again, Padres could get the 48th loss. Atlanta's 48. Petco Park's 48. They do have a shot, though, at their 24th win on the 24 day. And if the Braves lost, they'd get their 38th loss. San Diego's 38. Did I not mention the thing about the 24 day before? Padres can pick up 24th win on 24 date. So Padres got the date numerology and the location in their favor just because the Braves can get that 38th loss in San Diego against San Diego's 38. Also, if the Braves lose, they'd be 4-3 versus the Padres this year. And San Diego is also 43. So super tight. The Braves, again, are 52-35 versus the NL. With a loss, they'd get their 36th loss. Padres is 36. And if they lost versus the NL West, they'd be 13-13. West is 13. Braves is 41-13 prime. So the biggest concern for the Padres is picking up the 48th loss because Atlanta's 48, but they do have the date numerology and the location. I didn't see any big clues, though, with the pitchers. So it's always nice when you get the pitcher to agree with you. And again, Dodgers and Red Sox. The Red Sox have the date numerology going against them. They can get the 24th home loss on the 24 date. If Price does lose, he's 7-3. Los Angeles Dodgers 73. And let me see. The Red Sox are 3-4 versus the NL. All I could think is if the NL won, they'd be 5-3 versus the Dodgers. Boston Red Sox is 53. Los Angeles is 53. Again, the Dodgers, if they did lose, they'd stay on 24 away wins on the 24 day, and they'd pick up their 22nd loss. Boston is 22. So the other thing we talked about is how the Dodgers play Philadelphia next. And if they lost, they'd stay on 61 wins going into Philadelphia. Philadelphia is 61. The Red Sox host the Blue Jays next. If they won, they would stay on 23 home losses, and Blue Jays is 23. But sometimes that number is just one off. So that's what's tricky. So yeah, tight day today. But there's some riddles that are halfway decent. Mets are up on the Marlins already, going for that 5-7 thing. Tampa Bay's about to go up on the O's. So anyway, we can wrap it up there. I will put up the review video. Oh, since somebody called in and asked about the NASCAR thing, we can look at that real quick. Let me see. See if there's anything with the bushes. Let me check out the Bush brothers here. NASCAR Bush brothers. All right, Kurt beats Kyle. Bush is 53 and 28 like Sunday. Kurt Bush 33. We got a 33 date numerology. Kyle Bush. Isn't NASCAR 106? Yeah, NASCAR is 106. Kyle Bush is 106. Okay. So let's see. August 4th to today. 344 days. That means his upcoming birthday is in 21 days. About Kyle Bush. May 2nd. $73 days, 21st prime. Both of them have a 21 connection to today's date. Sunday's 21. What was the race they did today? Kentucky. Is that all it's called? Is Kentucky? It's got to be called something else. Kentucky Speedway. I think, is Kentucky 106? Yeah, Kentucky's 106 too. What was it? Kurt Busch? Or was it Kyle Busch was 106? So he got second place in Kentucky. Kentucky Speedway. The divisors of 84 sum to 224. Kurt Busch's birthday was August 4th. So 84, 224, numbers that have a mathematical relationship. What's the name of the race? Let's see. What, they already took down today's event? I just want to know what today's event is. Or was the race yesterday? Maybe the race was yesterday. I don't follow NASCAR at all. No program scheduled, so the race must have been yesterday, huh? Let me see. Text. Somebody said, can I do a golf recap? I don't think the tournament's over, but yeah, we can go over it. The guy who's up at the top, his first initial and his last name's 42, like John Deere. He was 100 to 1 as well. But yeah, here, I'll look at it. The race was, I guess the race was yesterday. 72 days would have been a span of 73 days. 22 days. Cars 22. There's probably something to their career records at the track and how many points they have. I'll look at it more later. I got to do some more research before I talk about NASCAR. Okay. Okay, where's my golf tournament at? John Deere Classic leaderboard. All right, so this guy who's up at the top, A. Landry, that name equals 42 like John Deere. We noted some of these things yesterday. Glover was going for his 48th top 10. John Deere's 48. He was one of the favorites. Hovland was one of the favorites. Morikawa was the highest ranked. All of these guys had decent narratives. They're all in the top 10 right now. Hal the third is going for his 93rd top 10. He's on hole. All right, so he's got 5 holes. I won't be surprised if Hal the third creeps into the top 10 here, because remember, his name equals 93. John Deere Classics 93. His next top 10 is his 93rd. Henley is the guy whose name equals 176. It's his 176th tournament. Today's 93 days after his birthday. Henley's also 93, like John Deere Classic. And he's through 9 holes, so he's halfway. So to get in the top 10, well, it looks like the top 10 is just a stroke away. So I'll be surprised if these guys don't finish in the top 10. But, you know, this Landry guy, he very well could finish at the top because, again, his name is 42. A. Landry, 42. John Deere, 42. Mad that I missed that. He was one of those guys down there. C. Tringale. I don't remember what it, I'll pull up my notes here. I don't remember what this guy had going on. All right, hold on. Let me get my my tournament notes up. Tringale. The tournament began on his 322nd day of his age. He had that 322 thing going. And that was it. He didn't have the numbers that connect to he didn't have the numbers that connect to the tournament. He just had the 322nd day of his age. Shank, what was I saying about him yesterday? Make a note for him. All right. Shank. I don't remember what it was about this guy. I didn't see the connection with him. Shank. Hey, Shank. Oh, you know what? I think actually when we looked at it, I think it was something with his birthday alignment. Hold on. Let me pull that back up. A. Shank birthday. Let's see if it's the right guy here. A. Shank PGA. Adam Shank. January 26th birthday. 6/2019 to today. Oh, it was yesterday. Yesterday was 168 days after his birthday, and what is it? Is it John Deere or John Deere Classic? One of them's 168, or maybe it's the name of the course actually. TPC Deer Run's 168. So that was yesterday. So I was thinking that maybe he would fall down after that. Because I didn't see his other connection other than that. Let's see. So he hasn't played yet today. He hasn't started his day yet. Again, so yesterday's when he was at 1.6. Yesterday's when he was up at the top, and yesterday was 168 days after his birthday, the name of the course. So today is 169, so he loses that connection. I wonder if he falls down today, because it's easy to fall out of the top 10 here, how tight everything is. Okay, B. Haas. B. Haas. Who's this? Bill Haas, May 24th. 51 days. I don't know how that connects. Bill Haas, William Harlan Haas. Maybe 1 day off the mark. some things here. Haas. All right. I don't really see what his connection is. Let me try his full name. William Harlan Haas. 162. William Haas. I don't think that's a number, 162. John Deere. Ah, okay. You know what? If I used the exception on John Deere, it would be +9 for that H. H is the 19th letter in reverse. John Deere would be 51. So this guy, it's 51 days after his birthday. If he finishes up at the top, from now on when I do the tournament, I'll do one exception. It seems so far in golf that the primary ciphers without the exceptions have been where it's at. But if he finishes up there, I'm going to do that next tournament. One more number to look at. Okay, so it's 51 days after his birthday. John Deere is 51 if you use the rule for H in reverse. Armour PGA. Ryan David Moore. His birthday is December 5th. So it's 221 days after his birthday. Oh, you know what else that means about this this last guy I looked at, this Haas guy? That also does mean that the tournament began 48 days after his birthday, and John Deere's 48 as well. So he had a connection to the start of the tournament and also the end. So I guess it does make sense that he's up here. He has a nice birthday alignment, this guy. He doesn't have the name, but he has the birthday alignment. All right, Armour 221. Ryan David Moore. Armour's 33 like the date numerology, 84 like John Deere. He's got that connection. Last year's winner had that 84 connection. Ryan David Moore. Not his full name though. But he's got it through his scorecard name, the date numerology and John Deere. And Watney. Nick Watney, April 25th. Whoops, wrong year. 80 days. 81. Watney. So N. Watney's 33 like the date numerology. He's got the connection to the date. And L. Glover again. He's going for his 48th top 10. John Deere's 48. Morikawa. Let me go back to my notes here for what it was with Morikawa. It was about the tournament starting his name, if I remember right. Okay. Morikawa. Okay, so Morikawa's name's 156, and the tournament began on his 156th day of his age. And then the tournament ended on his 159th day of his age, and John Deere's 159. That was the Morikawa connection. And Hovland went to Oklahoma State University like last week's winner, Matthew Wolf. So our resident golf expert, he liked the just the riddle through the Oklahoma State boys. He thought that's why Hovland was up there. Those guys did big things in the college golf tournament this year. And Fratelli, let me see. Fratelli. Not sure about this guy. All right, Fratelli, June 5th. June 5th. So today's 39 days after his birthday. Dylan Fratelli. 160. How many days was it? So 39 days after his birthday, and his name equals 167, the 39th prime. So he has an alignment through his birthday. Fratelli's 48, like John Deere. D Fratelli. So his birthday is synced up, and his last name is right. Okay. S. Saunders. Oh, what? Guess I didn't copy that. Okay, S. Saunders, Sam Saunders. So he's coming up on his birthday. His birthday's in 16 days. That means his last birthday was 349 days ago. Sam Saunders. Let's check it out. Sam Saunders. All right, S. Saunders. The name of the course is 60. Last year's winner had the 60 name. Whoops, wrong thing. Last year's winner had the 60 name connection too. So again, last year Michael Kim won it 84.48, John Deere 84.48, and then the course is TPC Deere Run, which is 60. Michael Kim 60. This guy S. Saunders is 60. So his birthday alignment, nothing really jumps out, but his scorecard name is right for the course. Last week's winner was all about the course. This is why golf's tough, though, because, we figured out what they're doing. Every week the leaders all connect to the numbers we're looking at, but there's just so many people. So there's so many people that have the connections. C. Stroud. All right. C. Stroud. PGA is what I need. Christopher James Stroud, February 3rd. 161 days after. That means the tournament began 158 days after his birthday, or his 159th day of his age. John Deere's 159. The old name of the tournament is 158. So he's got a similar thing to Morikawa, but for Morikawa, it was the end of the tournament rather than the beginning of the tournament lining up. And Christopher James Stroud. See, Christopher Stroud. Chris Stroud. Stroud. All right, I don't see it in his name, but his birthday lined up with the start date of the tournament, so that must have been his connection. And was he on here? He wasn't on here either. Okay. So we know what's up with Hal the Third. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it there. But yeah, all these people up here, they all got connections. So. But yeah, it's close. A lot can change by the end of the day. So I'll be cheering for our guys that we like, our 100 to 1. Yankees up on the Blue Jays, Rays up on the Orioles, Indians up on the Twins early. That's all right. I'm gonna get the review video up, you guys. We'll leave it there. We'll be back same time tomorrow. So good luck, and remember, patience is a virtue. There's gonna be some baseball days that come where just a lot of things are screaming out. So be picky about what games you go with. All right, we'll leave it there, True Seeker. Until next time.